Good afternoon, good
The
morning,
last
good
has not been
evening,
heard
wherever
on the
you are
sacking
watching
by the
from.
appeal court of Governor of
Nigerians
Kano
should
State.
just
When
mob
the
all
appeal
these
court delivered the
judges.
judgment,
They
it
are just
was met with
delivering
uproar from
nonsense
many quarters, not just
as
because
a
they sacked the
judgment.
governor,
Look
but
at
for the
their
fact that they
faces.
threw away
They are not human being
165,000
at
votes.
all.
How can
You
they
know,
blame the voters for the
believe
error
you
that was
me,
committed by INEC
Nigerians should
officials?
wake up from their
Any
slumber,
election
go
dispute
to all
resolution
these
that doesn't
judges'
take
house
into
and
account
start
the will of the
mugging
people,
them.
who the majority of the
I
people
think
voted
it
for
is
on
high
election
time
day, that
Nigerians should
resolution
wake up.
doesn't serve the purpose
These
of which
judges
it
are
was set
just
up,
rubbish
because the
people.
will of the people should be the
Please, bear my
ultimate and the
language.
priority
Forgive me of
of
my
any judge
language,
or judges that
because
are
I'm
involved in
pained.
any
I'm so
tribunal that
pained
will
with the way they
decide the
deliver their
outcome of the
judgments
election.
in
Not that
Nigeria. Look
Nigerians
at
haven't
Kano
seen the
governor now.
misinterpretation of
He's been
Nigerian laws,
removed
especially at the
and
Presidential Election
everything.
Petition Tribunal,
In fact,
but the recent
listen
revelation from the
and
certified
watch.
true copy of the
Please
judgment that
subscribe,
sacked the Kano State
share,
governor shows
and
why the
like.
judges
Thank
always
you.
neglect the Nigerian laws. It shows how deeply corrupt they are, and they are actually involved in justice for sale to the highest bidder. Who would have thought that the governor's legal counsel will be given a certified true copy of a judgment that supposedly sacked their client, but the certified true copy is saying exactly the opposite. In fact, they not only upheld the judgment of the Kano State Governorship Election Tribunal, they also awarded 1 million naira cost against the APC governorship candidate in Kano State. So how is it even possible that the justices announced a judgment sacking Kabiru Yusuf, the governor of Kano State, and when they went to get the CTC in order to file an appeal at the Supreme Court, the CTC documents are saying the exact opposite. And as you can see by the left, it is the one they gave Kabiru Yusuf's legal team. By the right is the one they published, that it is the real CTC that they were supposed to give them. So why do they have two versions of one judgment? How is it possible that they printed two versions? In fact, they are now telling them to bring that CTC back and take the one that they prepared for them. How is this possible? It can only be possible in Nigeria. These people have turned Nigeria to a laughingstock. How can there be two versions of one judgment? It can only mean that they were waiting for the highest bidder. If one party's bid is higher than the other, they will read the judgment that was prepared for the party. How low can people shamelessly sink without considering anything, considering the future of the country, considering the people that came out en masse on that election day and waited for their turn to vote? All these efforts were thrown away by just few justices who are so selfish that they only care about themselves. This is the lowest of low, but it didn't happen for nothing. These exposures are just revelations of what people knew already, but it makes it clearer. How will an investor come into Nigeria when he knows that you can only buy judgment? Imagine signing a document, a contract document with a party in Nigeria, and there's a dispute. You go to court. People in the court will expect you to spend billions on them before they will deliver justice in your favor. This is not how to build a country. That's why many conglomerates are leaving Nigeria en masse. Yes, are we talking about GlaxoSmithKline that left the other day? Other companies are following suit. Now, let's read out the documents for entertainment's sake, although it's not funny. On the left side, it says, I will conclude by stating that the live issues in this appeal are hereby resolved in favor of the first respondent and against the appellant. In the circumstances, I will resolve all the issues in favor of the appellant and against the first respondent. Therefore, I find no merit in this appeal, which is liable to be and is hereby dismissed. The judgment of the tribunal in the petition number these days between All Progressive Congress versus Independent National Electoral Commission and two others delivered on the 20th day of September 2023 is hereby set aside. The sum of 1 million naira is hereby awarded as costs in favor of the appellant and against the first respondent. Meanwhile, on the right side, if you look at the second paragraph, it says they resolve in favor of the first respondent and against the appellant, which is different from what they said on this side, as you can see. So this is judgment for sale. They prepare two judgments. Anyone that bids higher is like an auction. If yours is higher, they give you your own. The law and the voters are not considered. And the appeal court that issued this CTC are shamelessly calling them back to come and take their own copies, that this one is not meant for them. This is a self-indictment. These documents should never exist in the first place, because the judgment is supposed to be prepared before the justices will sit down and read from the prepared judgment. That's how it works. Two copies should never exist, and the justices that sat in that appeal should all be fired. Their jobs should be terminated, because this is the highest level of corruption. This is clearly opposite of what they announced on that day. So what will the governor do now? The best thing to do is just to abandon appealing the judgment at the Supreme Court. Yes, the CTC says the opposite of what they announced. So what will they present at the Supreme Court? Will they be arguing against themselves? You can't be coming to court to appeal and the document that the appeal is based on says the opposite of your argument. It's not possible. So the best thing they can do is to abandon going to the appeal. Match lawlessness with lawlessness. It's as simple as that. Let them come and remove him. It is left for the APC candidate to go back to the appeal court and tell them to clarify, to reaffirm what they said. Why is the CTC saying something different from what they said on Judgment Day? Thanks for watching.